All right, well, let's try this again. Jesus, I mean, the stream dropped almost immediately as soon as I started. Jesus Christ. Well, let's try this again. My name is Angel Rivera. This is Angel in the Afternoon. So, hope everybody is having a good weekend or about to have a good weekend. How are you doing, Alex? Thanks for joining me once again.
ALCS bound. That's how I'm doing today.
Oh yeah, well, with a little this. Bear with us 1 second. Well, just a few minutes. Yeah, I mean, I got my jersey on here. I could, you could barely see it, but
I can see it.
yeah, I mean, it's we are 4 wins away, and yes, I'm so sorry. Like it literally just went down. Like as soon as I try to introduce the show, like gone. So I apologize for that. Some kind of technical difficulty. I don't know what it is, but it's all right. Let's see. So yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. So let's start off real quick with the Yankees winning last night, and we'll just discuss it for a little bit, and then we'll just move on to the show. So last night the Yankees won 3-1, Fad, and they defeated the I'm not saying Detroit Tigers, the Kansas City Royals, and they are moving on to the American League Championship Series. What, for the third time since Aaron Boone took over, or the fourth time?
Third time, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the third time. And the last time was a couple of years ago, where they lost to the Astros, like our
They got
kryptonite.
swept by the Astros.
It's our kryptonite. Well,
Yeah.
this year I have to worry about that because they've already been eliminated. So yeah, so now we're waiting for Game 5 of the Astros. Game 5 between the Guardians and the Tigers. I nearly said Indians. That's why I stopped myself there.
Yeah.
The Guardians and the Tigers play tomorrow afternoon. Because first it said 4:30.
Yeah, it
Then
was
it said
supposed to be an evening game, but it's been
yeah,
pushed forward or pushed back
yeah.
because of possible weather. So.
There's some sort of storm coming in that Saturday night in Cleveland. First it was 4:30. Then it was 8, and now it's like 1:05 to start time. So on Saturday afternoon. Well, initially 4:30 is supposed to be if the Yankees lost and they had to play Game 5. But since the Yankees won, they don't have to play Game 5. So they moved it to 8 initially, I saw. And then it's like, oh, no, they're playing the game at 1:05 instead because of a storm that's coming in. I was like, okay, whatever. So I'll probably be checking that game out to see who the Yankees actually get on Monday night, which is Game 1 of the ALCS on Monday night.
Yeah.
It's a 7-game set.
The Dodgers and Padres play in less than an hour.
Yeah, tonight. It starts at 8 Eastern. So, yeah, so I'll be checking that game out once the show's over. But I'm like, part of me hopes the Dodgers lose because, like, holy shit, if they lose, it's another year of. And I'm sick of seeing
the Dodgers win because I feel like they might have a better chance against the Mets than the Padres do. The Padres do, at least in my opinion. But
I agree, but part of me is like I'm sick and tired of seeing that Shohei Ohtani graphic.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's 6 batters away. He's 5 batters away. He's 8 batters away.
I get it. He's an amazing player, but stop with the fucking advertising.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to look forward to a Yankees Dodgers World Series to seeing that on Fox. I mean, because now
I would look forward to it. You and I might be different, but I would love to see Yankees Dodgers.
No, I would too, but I just don't want to see that graphic anymore. It's like, oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh, so you're rooting for the Yankees, Witchy, huh? I thought you were a Pirates fan.
Hey, CBC voter, thank you for joining us. We'll get to the main show in a minute. We're just gloating as Yankee fans here that we got to the ALCS, so just bear with us 1 second. So Monday is Game 1 of the ALCS against either the Tigers or the Guardians. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter which team we're playing because they're both inferior to the Yankees, and there's no reason why the Yankees should
on paper, at least.
Yeah, on paper at least. Yeah, right. Yeah, we got to play the games. Like the Royals played us tough all four games, so it wasn't like they just rolled over and died.
I was surprised the Royals' offense weren't better than they were in the series. Everybody thought it was going to be Judge versus Witt. Understandably so, but neither of them were really huge factors. So.
Yeah, Witt didn't really do much in this series. He was like
Yeah.
2 for something, and he was a non-factor pretty much.
Yeah.
And Judge was a non-factor, but luckily Stanton and Soto and everybody else stepped up around him. So it was
Torres,
like
Volpe.
Torres, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes. And how about that bullpen? I mean, they were
Oh
dominant.
God, and I think we talked about this when the playoffs first started. I thought the bullpen would be a weakness. Oh,
Yeah,
whoa!
I
How
was a little
much do I
concerned
know?
with the bullpen too. But no, they were flawless pretty much. Clay Holmes is back to his dominant form, and Luke Weaver, all of a sudden, he's turned into Mariano Rivera.
Yeah, I'm like, where did he come from? I mean, I knew he
Yeah.
was in the team, but it's like he was just like there, He's just one of the guys, that do mop up duty.
You
And
got
then
to
he
thank
goes from
Matt Blake
that
for that.
to in September turning into Mariano Rivera, as you said, and now he's like the full time closer now. He's the ninth inning guy now.
Yeah.
And look, he's been fantastic.
You got to thank Matt Blake for that.
Oh yeah, I mean he took he's like a pitching savant. He takes a guy, he turns him into something when
Yeah.
nobody else can.
Yeah.
Luke Kuechly, even Clay Holmes, he turned him into a star. But then he fell apart, and now he's back to. I think he couldn't handle being the closer. Not everybody can do that consistently and be good at it.
But you
Luke
also got to give a lot of credit to Aaron Boone too. He managed the series great.
Oh yeah, I mean he was. I agree. I spent years shitting on Aaron Boone, but this is probably his best managed series since he took over. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've spent years crapping all over him, and he should be fired. Every year, I'm talking about how he should be fired.
There were maybe a couple of questionable moves maybe he made. I don't know, but nothing I saw were egregious. Pretty much the moves he had to make, he made them. So,
Yeah, they weren't egregious. None of them. It's like I question maybe having Garrett Cole come back out for the 7th, but he got through it. Especially that. Oh my God, that ball hit to the wall.
Oh my
and
God,
my heart skipped like 3 beats.
I was like, no, but thankfully it wasn't Yankee Stadium, and thankfully the wind.
That would have been gone at Yankee Stadium.
Didn't that remind you when Didi Gregorius almost hit that home run off of Cole against the Astros?
Yeah. It was off of Cole too. Yeah, it was off of Cole too. So he's like, that skipped a few beats, but it was like it died. Like the wall, it looked gone. I was like, shit, it's a tie game. Then it died at the wall. I'm like, damn, that ball just went straight down and right into Soto's glove.
Yeah.
So apparently, what the broadcast was saying is the wind was blowing in, which is probably which is why it probably didn't go out. But at Yankee Stadium, it would have been gone, no matter the wind's blowing in or whatever was going on. But it would have been into like the second deck or something. But yeah, I mean the Yankees won the series 3-1, and we now got to wait till Monday night.
And we thought Prison Paul's interview when he said we thought that was going to bite him, but it didn't. He went on to win. And the players were even booing him in the celebration, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, it didn't bite us, and it didn't bite him because imagine Yankees lose the series. I mean, he's going to be a GOAT. He would have been he's not a GOAT, but he would have been like the GOAT, not the greatest of all time, but the GOAT of the reason why the Yankees lost is because he ran his mouth. Yeah. So, yeah, let's get to the main show now. Thank you for everybody for kind of, dealing with us for a second. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about a head coach of New York Jets being fired. And the reason why I bring this up, not because, I'm a Jets fan. I'm not, and this is not really a football show. But the reason why I bring it up is because the coach wore a Lebanese Flag patch on his sweater before the game, in his final game. And he's fired 2 days later. I mean, so it's not like this is just caught major the Jets have caught heat for this because at least from the Arab community, because you fired him because he wore a Lebanese flag. I mean, it was 2 days later. It wasn't really like they waited until the end of the season and then fired him. And that's different. You can say, no, well, we gave him to the end of the season. The team didn't improve, so we're just gonna boot him. No, I mean it was because it seems like because because he wore the flag. What happened with Anna Kay? We'll get to her. I mean, she started a new Substack, and now she's done the complete pivot to the center. So
we should also
we'll
talk
definitely
about the tweets or that Crab brought up last night about Emma Vigeland raging about us not wanting to vote for.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's actually a good one. So immediately, as soon as I tweeted, here it is. Sorry, as soon as I tweeted about oh my god, he got fired because of the patch. It's like super obvious. So we'll get to Kamala later, but
oh yeah, I
so
the Republican.
so this is the Jets' statement when they fired him. This morning, I informed Robert Saleh, that he will no longer serve as the head coach of the Jets. I thanked him for his hard work these past 3.5 years and wished him and his family the best moving forward.
Yeah, you really think.
Yeah, this was not an easy It's not an easy decision, but we are not where we should be given our expectations. I believe now's the best time for us to move in a different direction.
You are because you're a fucking clown franchise. That's why.
Yeah, it's the Jets are. Look, I can't run my mouth too much. I'm a Giants fan, but they've won 3 straight, so they're playing much better football lately. But
they haven't won 3 straight. They just had a great win against the Seahawks.
Well, they won 2 straight. I know they won the last couple of games. I mean,
what happened? They got off to 0-2, and then they won a game. Then I think they lost 2 in a row. Wait, no. Then they lost the next game. They were 1-3, and then they won.
They're 2-3. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're playing much better football the last 3 games. Even though that's right, they lost the original, but they're playing much better football.
They look better than they were last year.
Jeff Ulbrich will serve as our interim head coach for the remainder of the season. He is a tough coach who has respect to the coaches and the players in this team. I believe he, along with the coaches and the staff, will get the most out of our talented team and attain the goal we established this offseason. Well, Aaron Rodgers has not played well. So Aaron Rodgers coming off the Achilles has not really played well. So I said...
He's not the Aaron Rodgers that he was so good with the Packers. No. He's not that guy.
No, he tore his Achilles in the first game in MetLife, which, by the way, has that horrible field, which guys get hurt on.
People been, making fun of it when he held the American flag. Got hurt.
So on Sunday, Robert saw a Lebanese flag patch on his person. What a coincidence! He was fired the day after. So I get this response from this dude. He's Michael, Fiordian. He's a chairman of this organization called Shafi Israel.
Look, it has an Israel flag, so
yeah. He's a chairman of Shafi Israel, the only Jewish organization that actively reached out to our lost and hidden Jews to facilitate their return to their heritage. So he's a Zionist, patriot, conservative Mets fan rabbi. So he's a Mets fan.
Now I really hope the Mets lose.
So here's his tweet. He actually took the time to respond to me. Saleh posted a record of 20-36 during his 3+ seasons with the Jets. His winning percentage is .357, ranks 181st all time. But I'm sure that had nothing to do with the decisions all about the patch. And there's a clown emoji, so I just got called a clown. But yeah, I mean, it's... Hold on a second. There we go. Thank you, Steph. There we go. So that's what he responded to me. Yeah, his first season they didn't have Aaron Rodgers. The second season they traded for him, but he immediately hurt his Achilles, so he's out the entire year.
If he's going to respond to you like that, at least have a different profile pic, and at least don't have an Israel emoji flag in your profile, because then we wouldn't know. We wouldn't think that that it's because the patch. You're defending the Jets for that decision. So at least do that next time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, he's 20-36 during his 3+ seasons. Okay, I know the Jets are rebuilding, but they got Aaron Rodgers. They expect to win. He tears his Achilles like the first play of the second season. He comes back this year. He's not playing well. He's not the same Aaron Rodgers. He tore his Achilles. Not many guys can come back from that.
Daniel Jones looks better right now than Aaron does.
Yeah, Daniel Jones looks better. And I'm like, and as a Giants fan, I'm like, oh, I'm done with him. The first 2 games were just atrocious. Like, oh yeah, I'm done with him. Bring in anybody. I don't care who. I mean, someone off the street can play quarterback better than Daniel Jones. And all of a sudden now he turns it around.
And that's why I was glad the Giants kept Brian Dable as head coach because he
I agree.
last year,
I
and I
agree.
didn't want the Giants to go through another cycle of 2-year coach fires and all that stuff. Brian Dable's not the problem. They need a coach like Brian Dable.
I actually agree with that. He's not the problem. So if this guy wore an Israeli patch, they would have thrown him a fucking parade. Yeah, I'm sure
exactly.
that they love. But yeah, I totally agree. I didn't want to go through another.
And I believe the Minnesota Vikings. I think I saw an image where I think it was their coach. He supports Israel. So.
Oh yeah, in fact, hold on a second. I have that. I think I have that saved here. Forget this guy. Yeah, he's talking. The record. It's not because he sucked as a head coach. No, and here it is. This is the one you're referring to. So it's a Vikings player, or is it a good coach?
No, I think it's a coach. I think it's a coach.
So Red Joseph wears Israeli cleats and still has a job. Robert Saleh wore a Lebanese flag and was fired. Make him make sense. There you see the cleats. Yeah. I stand with Israel.
Yeah.
And he wears Lebanese flag patch and gets fired immediately by the NFL. So, or by the Jets, not the NFL. So, yeah. So let's point that out.
Another reason why the NFL isn't my favorite sport.
Yeah. So there's more information here. Apparently, allegedly, the Jets didn't allow the head coach to say goodbye to his players.
Oh yeah, usually he was escorted by security.
Not only he was escorted by security too. New York Jets head coach Robert sparked controversy. So that's not it. Yeah, I mean, there's something here. Robert Saleh was fired this morning and then escorted out of the building by team security. There was no meeting with the players to inform them. In fact, Aaron Rodgers wasn't even told about it. It was just they didn't allow him to speak to the players. They fired him, had security escort him out, and that's it. I'm not sure if he got his stuff. I'm assuming he did.
Is APAC now paying the Jets organization now? Is that what's going on, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. And then Woody Johnson is the owner. I mean, he's not Jewish, I don't think, but I'm sure, they're pressuring him.
Remember, a lot of people who, support APAC or whatever, they're not Jewish. So, we have to remember that.
So this is kind of being compared to what happened to Colin Kaepernick when he took a knee with the flag, and then he basically was blacklisted from the NFL. Yeah. Robert Saleh gets Kaepernick by the Jets for Lebanon patch. Seems about right. So there he is there in the game wearing the patch. I mean, he did it. He did it in his first 2 seasons. But the difference is Israel wasn't attacking Lebanon at that moment, so it wasn't really a big deal. Nobody really cared. No one even noticed. But now that Israel's attacking Lebanon and they want to basically start a big war with them, now all of a sudden it matters, and he had to be fired. And what a coincidence! Yes, his record was bad. Yes, I don't really watch Jets games, so I don't know how he is tactically, whether he makes he makes good decisions or not. Maybe not. I don't know. But it's a really wild coincidence. He wears the patch and then he's gone. So let's see. This isn't real.
What if Belichick becomes maybe the new Jets coach or?
Oh, that would be totally ironic. Jets head coach, Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers was blindsided by the news today that head coach Robert Saleh was fired. He came into the facility today with no knowledge of the firing about to happen.
Didn't he want him gone, though?
What?
Didn't Rodgers want him gone, though?
I don't know. He might have, but I don't. But according to that report, it seems like he's blindsided by the firing.
I saw that funny response below. Blindsided in that JD Vance pick.
Yeah, so that's pretty funny. Yeah, but he did not expect the coach to be fired, even though I'm not sure what his relationship was with the coach. But yeah, usually you would want to tell your star quarterback, "Hey, right away, we're firing the coach today." So just give you a heads up. Even though Aaron Rodgers is, kind of past his prime, but still, they traded for him. It's, you would assume that they would, let him in on the decision, but let him know what's going on. But nope. So let's see. So let's get to. I got to go to Substack because I want to read. Ana Kasparian's little piece here where she comes out as basically a centrist now. I don't want to say right wing because I don't think she's really gone that far to the right, or at least not yet. Here we go. So now she started a new Substack. It's called Unaligned. Unaligned. I think I said that right.
Yeah.
So, yep. A place for open minds and ideas that transcend partisan purity. So, yeah, this is still kind of small. Hold on. Let's do this. That's a little better. Yeah, so Miss Anna decided to do. She has over 2,000 subscribers already. I mean, it's the problem when you're corporate media and your people know you. You immediately gets 2,000 subscribers. No thanks, I don't want to sign up for her thing. So apparently a lot of these articles are paid for the most part, except for the original one. Let me click on this one out of curiosity. Yeah, this post is for paid subscribers. So the first one isn't. I do know this one. This is the one. You're right. Or independent and unaligned. You're right. I've changed. By Ana Kasparian, September 30th, 2024. So this article was written over a week ago, but it seemed to be making the rounds now. I mean, I don't know whether people didn't notice or what, but I didn't see it until a few days ago.
I saw Sab cover this a few days ago.
So, Sabby covered it. Yeah, that's when I saw it the first time. And Indy covered it on Wednesday on INN News. So I did see that too. But so she says, I've changed. Let's see. After Trump came onto the political scene, and especially after he was elected in 2016, the us versus them mentality immediately took shape. Anyone who refused to resist Trump was seen as a threat to the country, and I was fully on board with that mindset. Yep. I mean, I remember she lost her mind when Trump got elected.
See, I remember her saying that, I think she said she had no respect for women who voted for Trump.
She had no respect for women. And TYT everybody totally agreed with her on the panel that night.
I don't know if Jimmy Dore agreed with her.
Oh no, Jimmy kind of happened to, he was looking at his phone when Anna was melting down, so I don't think he really paying attention to what she was saying. But it all felt righteous at first, but eventually the tactics deployed to fight Trump became repetitive, boring, and ultimately fruitless. Polling shows that he has increased his support among Black and Latino voters, which is true, despite wall-to-wall coverage of it on his unsavory, racist, or bigoted remarks. Several years of media raising the alarm over Trump's threat to democracy has only resulted in a tight presidential race between himself and Kamala Harris. I cannot help but acknowledge that the only thing that was accomplished by resisting Trump was less understanding and more division among Americans. I personally became reluctant to challenge my side or engage with voters who disagreed with me. In turn, I became less knowledgeable about the people and the world around me. I saw Republican voters as an evil monolith, and that was a big mistake.
So does she agree with Jimmy Dore now?
That's the thing. People are pointing that out. Even the Vanguard boys, those morons are pointing that out. That she sounds just like Jimmy Dore now. The one who... Those morons. I looked at their page. They have made like 7 or 8 videos attacking Anna since this article. I'm like, don't you have anything better to talk about but Anna? I guess not. I mean...
Shitless stooges. Just,
it's ridiculous. Let's see. My evolution started around 2022 when I was assaulted, by a homeless man in my neighborhood when I was walking my dog. Apparently, she talked about what.
Is that why you skipped it? You can't say that word.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube censors, and I don't want to take the risk, but you can read it there. What happened to her? So she talked about this on, I think, Julian Michaels' podcast. The Biggest Loser trainer, that chick.
Julian. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, The Biggest Loser. She would yell and scream.
Shortly that she was on her show.
Yeah, she would yell and scream at fat people in The Biggest Loser. So that's how she became famous. But
I think she was just trying to help them.
No, I know, but I agree. But that's how she became famous, and a lot of liberals dislike her because they believe that. But yeah, I mean, she explained what happened. Apparently, she was walking her dog in L.A. There's a couple of homeless dudes in front of her. She bent over to pick up dog crap, and one of them basically humped her, and they laughed at her and walked away. So that was the assault that that happened to her, which is horrible. Yeah, I mean, which is horrible if it did happen. But Anna has very little credibility because of all the lies she's told over the years. That horrible experience alone didn't change me politically, but the treatment I received from the left and some progressives after sharing the story did. I was told that by publicly sharing what happened to me, I was stigmatizing my unhoused neighbors. Others accused me of feeding into racist tropes because they assumed my attacker was black, but I never disclosed the man's race. He was white. So apparently, if this is true, I mean, that's pretty racist of these progressives, to assume that he was black, but I digress. Let's see.
Especially
So,
since Anna is a woman of color. So
yeah. Let's see. Not only did I suddenly see the flawed thinking of some on the left, I also witnessed their cruelty and hypocrisy in real time. These terrible traits that I had associated solely with my political opponents were obviously not exclusive to their tribe. I was stupid to ever thinking that was the case. Well, here's the thing, Anna. I mean, you were also involved in this.
yeah,
She's the one that, because TYT is very powerful, because I call them corporate media at this point, because
yeah,
my YouTube TV subscription, I get TYT. So if I
yeah.
wanted to, I can
I,
watch TYT,
but
and I don't.
I tried my best to take TYT out of the guides so that it just
Yeah,
doesn't go up there.
yeah, but we're paying for it if you have YouTube TV, which is on. We're paying for Jank and Anna to give us bullshit, but unfortunately, blah, 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 I was stupid ever thinking that was the case. Well, pop me kettle, Anna. You're the same way, or you were. I mean, now you're trying to pivot, but yeah, let's see. That doesn't mean everybody on the left thinks or behaves in this small group of lunatics do. Far from it. But does it mean that there are factions and flaws on both sides of the aisle? Nobody has a monopoly in the truth. Yeah, she sounds like one of these "why I left the left" people.
Yeah,
It's like Dave Rubin, another one. Like, look at
yeah,
how she treated Dave Rubin. Dave
yeah.
Rubin and her are really good friends, and now because he left the left, look at her. She completely smeared him and called him a
I wonder.
sellout, a
I wonder if she
grifter,
doesn't hate Tulsi Gabbard anymore. It'd be hilarious if now all of a sudden she agrees with her.
and yeah, and Anna's apparently doing a podcast too on this Substack. So I wonder if she'll have Tulsi on as a guest all of a sudden.
That
Like,
would be fucking hilarious.
yeah, and like, oh yeah, I'm sorry about it. All the mean things I said. I was young and dumb and immature. I didn't know any better. So please forgive me. Let's have this conversation. So this is the tweet where people started realizing Anna was doing her right wing pivot.
Yeah,
I'm a woman. Please don't defer to me as a person with a uterus, birthing person, or person who menstruates. How do people not realize how degrading this is? You can support the transgender community without doing this shit.
and then
So
you post to Jimmy. I mean,
yeah, it's like, okay. Even I'm not sure who called her a birthing person or who called her a woman or a person who menstruates, but yeah, I mean, again, she has no credibility with me. Even if it's true, she has very little credibility because of everything she did to Jimmy and to Ruben and even Tulsi Gabbard to a sense.
yeah.
So because they went to the right. All hell broke loose after I posted these words. Most friends in left wing media didn't bother reaching out to me privately to discuss their disagreement, my personal preference. Instead, many self-described socialists took it upon themselves to profit from conflict by publicly attacking me with monetized videos, which is exactly what you did,
Yeah.
sweetheart, because you attacked Jimmy and Dave Rubin and Tulsi with monetized videos on TYT. So what are you talking about? Why is she
Remember
mad
the
about
Aramate
Aaron
debacle?
Mate? Yeah, him too. To be fair, you're right. So why are you mad about other YouTubers, other lefties doing the same thing to you? With monetized videos. Like, I don't understand why she's upset about that. All right, let's see. A smaller leftist YouTube show put up 5 separate videos skewering me about the tweet while
Which
conveniently
which
erasing
left
the
this show, Anna?
uh
Which
huh,
one?
which
Is
conveniently
it the Blue Mafia group with David Dole and Humus
uh
Report?
huh.
I think that's what they're called.
Yeah,
Are you
it's
talking about
either
them? Say
it's
say
either
their names.
yeah, it's either. Let me finish this. While conveniently erasing the advocacy I'd done on behalf of transgender community throughout my career, they even went as far as drawing a link between my tweet and trans suicides or deletions, which sadly isn't the most unhinged outcome on this debacle. Either she's referring to the leftist mafia crew, or
Yeah.
she's referring to the Vanguard. I'm not sure which one it is.
And I just want to say really quickly, I remember
Yeah.
Humanist Report put out a video that he left TYT because of the the transgender controversy with TYT and all that stuff.
Right.
But he was still with TYT when they were pushing all the bullshit war propaganda with what was it, Syria and all that stuff. He was still with them. He was still with them when they pushed all the other bullshit that they were spewing for a lot. He had no problem with that, but all of a sudden the transgender stuff, and I get it, Mike Figueredo, I get it, he's gay, but
yeah, he's gay.
But that was your reason. That was your reason that you left TIT because of that, not the other bullshit stuff that they were doing. Really?
No, apparently it was the trans thing, and this which drove him to leave TYT finally to not be part of the network anymore. Yeah. So TYT volunteer YouTube chat moderators quit over the tweet, and someone reported me to Human Resources. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah. That is hilarious because it's, first of all, TYT such a corporation now. They have a Human Resources department. So
that's what Jimmy Doris said before.
Yeah, imagine 10 or 15 years ago how just over the top TYT was with sex and with stuff like that. And if they had Human Resources then, everyone would have been reported and everyone would have been fired. I mean, look at the crap they did.
Remember that
10 or 15 years ago. And now all of a sudden, it's such a corporation, they have a Human Resources. And an employee reported Anna to Human Resources over the tweet. So I'm sure that was inconvenient to her.
Hey, Mike Duisberg, remember that one?
Yeah. And that was okay at TYT. It was like Cenk encouraged that type of talk. And now all of a sudden, they're acting like they're like a CNN or MSNBC, a corporation. They have a Human Resources department.
Which I think Anna's still working with Cenk at TYT, so I don't think she's left at TYT.
Well, no, I mean, as far as I know, she still works for TYT. She doesn't have an intention of leaving as of now. That could change, especially if this Substack takes off. TYT, but I already read that. An on-air transgender contributor even resigned from the company after being urged to do so by online mobs and leftist shows to do show. Jesus, I can't read. Curious that not one of these shows have hired her after she took their advice. I think that the woman, her name is Benny something. I'm trying to remember her name. I forget. But yeah, she was the one that quit TYT and immediately went on the Vanguard to attack Anna. So that was, I forget her name right now, but I'm pretty sure it's Benny.
All Vanguard does is go after leftists or people who don't vote for Democrats.
I was watching.
I
was watching one of their videos. I know I usually don't, but it was like they were talking about Anna. I need to get more information. So even though not really good for information, but I just wanted to get their bullshit and figure out what they were thinking. And they're like, well, it's our job to hold leftist media accountable for all, for their lies and, and keep them straight on the progressive, what's the word I'm looking for, on the progressive lane and not have them go right. It's their job, apparently. Even though they are hypocritical and they are now basically Democrats now. They're like, oh, Kamala Harris is way better than Donald Trump on that, in that video when they were attacking Anna. I'm like, oh,
but then they were saying she could be better on some issues later on.
Yeah, it's like they're so inconsistent and so ridiculous. That is like
they sound just like Trump. They say one thing and then they say another.
And they're so ridiculous. It's like, oh well. And by the way, I'm still going to point this out until they do it. They never responded to Jesse Jett's written poem about them.
Oh yeah.
Even though they said they would, and that was 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And we're still waiting for that response, which they said they would respond.
They refused to debate Jackson Hinkle.
Their excuse was, well, we don't want to platform him or something like that. It's like, dude,
he's already platforming Bosch.
But yeah, they'll gladly talk about him and platform him. But that whole experience forced me to come to terms with the intolerance on the left, and it allowed me to publicly reject the ideological shackles that kept my world small and less informed. Today, I'm less certain and more curious than I was 4 years ago. I made humiliating mistakes while covering political news because I was previously unwilling to consider or understand the perspective of Americans who vote differently from me. So, what to expect from Unaligned?
I don't think those are really important.
This is promotion of what she's going to do here. I'm hungry for dialogue, a space for in-depth analysis and a judgment-free zone. That's what I plan to do here. Every week I provide subscribers with 2 or 3 written pieces that dig deeper into bigger stories of the week with the intention of finding the truth rather than promoting a political side. A video post sharing details on breaking news and political events. A weekly podcast beginning in November that will feature long-form discussions and debates with guests from all walks of life. I guarantee you, the guests will be like people like Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro and I forget the other guy's name. What's his name? I forget right now, but
Tommy
him too.
Tommy Lauren.
Yeah, her. These right wingers. She won, and the ones that piss off the left the most because that way it gets attention for her Substack.
Yeah.
Again, like morons in the vanguard, like, oh, Anna's gonna have on Ben Shapiro on her podcast. Isn't he horrible? Look at him. And it's like, oh, thank you for the free advertising, morons. Engagement with me in the comments section for paid subscribers. Join me and be a part of the dialogue. The point of this project is to pursue intellectual freedom and open-mindedness. I want to nurture curiosity without the fear of offending the sensibilities of loyal partisans. I reject arguments about evils of platforming people who are considered too naughty to converse with. I want to facilitate dialogue. There it is. She's like, I guarantee you, she's going to have on these right-wingers that liberals hate. I don't know what
if she has on Tulsi Gabbard. I'm gonna lose my mind.
It's like I'm not sure whether that's going to be behind the paywall or not, but if it is, it's.
I might actually watch that just because it would be really funny after all that time.
I'm not sure.
All of a sudden, they agree with each other now.
I don't know what my political identity or label is. I'm not even sure that I want to be pigeonholed. This is my effort in pursuing extreme honesty and humility in the quest for common ground and truth without the constraints of tribal identity. So that's that. So these are some of the comments, but yeah, that's Ana Kasparian's Unaligned, her Substack and eventual political podcast, which coming in November, and so let's see. We all evolved over time and gained wisdom by talking to other sorts of people. I wish you lots of luck in the new endeavor, Anna. Signed up for a month and see where this leads. Cheers. So, yeah, it seems like people are kind of, wishing her luck in this new project. I don't really care myself.
Years ago. We left the Democrat, or at least I left the Democratic Party in 2017 when when Tom Perez became the chair for that party.
You see this? Somebody's removing and deleting comments already. I don't know whether this is Anna herself doing this or she has moderators to do this, but immediately somebody's deleting comments and stuff here. So I'm not sure that's I'm assuming it was criticizing her because she really doesn't like criticism. So somebody's either deleting comments or she's doing it herself. Look at that comment removed right there. Ana Kasparian responded to this. Blah blah blah. Matt Orfala also responded. So let me.
I want to see.
So Anna says to this commenter here, Anna, her name is ironically. First of all, great name, but seriously, thank you for understanding what I've been trying to do on the show. I'm grateful that you appreciate it. Don't be afraid to engage in civil debate on here with me if you think I got something wrong or missed something important. I really want this to be an open, honest, intellectually rigorous community without any of the nastiness we see on social media sites. I personally want to learn and grow, and I think it starts with building a community that has the same goals despite difference of opinion. So Matt Orfala responds and says, funny, you blocked me on Twitter for politely warning you about this. Anna responded, Matt, I blocked you because you and Jimmy and crew were openly making fun of Jimmy sexually harassing me at work. She's doubling down on this. I can get past it and consider it water under the bridge, but can you at least admit how cruel this was?
Here's the problem, Anna. When that happened, Jimmy apologized and you accepted his apology. You both moved on from that. But then you decided to bring it up again after Jimmy went after you for how you went after Ermate, that's when he decided to bring that up because you were trying to say, "Oh, I want to get my revenge on it." No. You were good with that, but then you just you brought that up. So that's on you.
And Anna blocked me too around that time because every time she would tweet, I would.
You blocked me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I trolled her by putting the Sideshow Bob gif where he would keep running into the rakes because she kept running into the rakes and losing battles with Glenn Greenwald and Jimmy Dore on Twitter and stuff. And I kept posting the Sideshow Bob gif where she kept running into the rakes, and she finally blocked me after a while. So that's all I did. I actually didn't say anything to her. It was just I was posting a Sideshow Bob gif of him running into
Don't forget when Ana Kasparian was delighted to interview what was her name? That evil politician.
Marilyn Albright.
Madeleine Albright, yeah.
Yeah, Madeleine Albright, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was at the but what's that? The NATO conference, whatever it was.
Convention.
Yeah, was I think either a NATO conference or some kind of war.
Yeah, NATO, it was a NATO conference. Yeah.
Yeah, she went to cover it.
Yeah.
Jimmy never assaulted you, Anna. You have a problem and love to do your show. Show your ass to people who don't find you attractive. That's probably why you reported to HR. Yeah, I mean I didn't actually read the comments until that, and Matt, like, funny, you blocked me on Twitter for politely warning you about this. Which, yeah, she blocked a lot of people on Twitter during that time, including me. So Anna, sometime I've been watching you and the Young Turks since 2008. Those are fun days, weren't they? Fun stories and less divisive chaos. I'm also very sorry to hear about your assault. That was absolutely awful. As your political rebranding as independent goes, as long as you continue giving your audience honest analysis, I really don't care because I'm a Democrat, liberal, independent. These labels are much less important to me than whether or not you will continue to criticize Republicans and right wingers, which they deserve it, with the same vigor and outrage that you criticize the corrupt Democratic Party or corporate media or corrupt media. Everything that I've heard you talk for the past 16 years tells me you're a strong social democrat who's extremely and justifiably bitter at the Democratic Party, hates the status quo, but also recognizes how awful the Republican Party is.
I don't care. It's not a good term to use. Stop that.
Yeah, they're not. They don't like democracy as much as they say they do. I don't really care for the people who are immediately calling you a grifter just because you disagree with them on a few issues because you're willing to have a few polite conversations with right-wingers. Keep up the good fight. So Anna responds to this individual.
Got another bot in here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Sometimes there are comments that really make me feel seen and heard, and this is one of them. Everything that I've heard you do, she quotes her, is exactly right. I'm sick of identifying with the party has gone in a really bad direction. Anyways, thank you for many years of love, support. I appreciate you. It's been 16 years with the Young Turks. And I wouldn't be surprised if this Substack takes off. I would suspect that she would probably leave DYT. I think this is more of an experiment, see whether she can go out on her own and do well. Because I don't think if she doesn't do well, then I don't think she'll be doing that. So, she says this is individual, Team Joy is like, and Anna responds, well, thank you for the support. Welcome, History Speaks. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I'm not gonna keep going through the comments. So basically, they are mostly.
I think it's time to move on from this.
Yeah. So you get the point, and the Vanguard has spent so many videos attacking her. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? I mean, it's like it gets views. I mean, these guys.
Why are you guys becoming sheepdogs for Democratic Party? That's the better question.
It gets views, but it's just ridiculous that
they
these
barely
guys.
Get views. They went after they idiotically go after Nick Cruz or RBN for views, but they get so many more views than they do. So what are they doing?
Yeah, so there's like multiple videos. I mean, it's like I want to. Oops, hold on. I will move on, but I just wanted to see look at this, how ridiculous this is. The giant YouTuber called us for roasting Ana Kasparian. F off, Cenk Uygur defends Ana Kasparian's grift amid what is this? Amid amid backlash, will she leave TYT anyways? Anna's grift. Ana Kasparian praises Mac Walsh, Daily Wire, and shameless interview with Jillian Michaels. Then and Now, unearthed Ana Kasparian audio from 2018 proves her right-wing grift is real. It keeps going. Pathetic. Destiny calls out Ana Kasparian for TYT for leaving the left. Ana Kasparian calls out the Vanguard and first Substack rebranding is unaligned.
Sam fucking Cedar. Like, what the fuck?
Awkward. Ana Kasparian shut down by John Idarola over Kamala mispronunciation on TYT. Grow up. Sam Cedar calls out Ana Kasparian of TYT. Defends crystal balls at breaking points. I think that's it, but holy shit.
Oh my god, now they're going against Butch Ware. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
You fucking assholes.
Yeah, and they are just complete
and now
Democrats.
I just saw another video going after who's that British guy that was running for
George Galloway. Yes,
now
here.
Him. Like,
yeah, spicy. Kyle Kalinske goes off on the brain-poisoned pro-Putin left and secular talk ranked. Which he did. I saw that video, which was ridiculous. I mean...
I don't watch it. I mean, you know, we let Dirtbag Left One, we let them watch those videos so that we don't have to.
Yeah, I don't... You know, I watched... Let's see. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 or 12 videos.
And of course, Millie's going after Sabby Sabs and what's that guy's name? I can't think of his name right now.
Sabby Sabs.
Scott, what's his last name? I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, I forget his name too. I know you're talking about though. Of course, they continue going after Jimmy Dore. It's like Jimmy Dore whines about declining views on his channel as his channel tanks.
These guys are fucking desperate. Like I don't know why the fuck they're just like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, and look real quick before we move on. I guarantee you they're still insecure about the fact that Jimmy Dore helped them get most of their audience.
Yeah.
And they're embarrassed by it, which is why they keep going after Jimmy Dore desperately.
And I want to remind why they stopped liking Jimmy Dore, because, you know, it was because when they did that video, that live stream with Ryan Grimm, and Jimmy pointed out Scott
Ritter,
yeah, thanks.
Ritter, thank you, Cowboy. Yeah.
But yeah, they and then Jimmy Dore pointed out, you know, a small minor criticism or just advice, you know, like what he would like to see different, whatever it was. It wasn't a big deal. It was just, advice, whatever, just a little criticism. And then for whatever reason, Vanguard they made a video about that, about Jimmy's response. And it got butthurt. It just went on from there, It's just...
They got butthurt, and they started a war with Jimmy, and then it continues to this day. Even though Jimmy hasn't mentioned them in years. He hasn't mentioned the Vanguard in years, but it seems like they're desperate. Also, kissing Kyle Kalinski's ass in multiple videos. Crystal and Kyle savage Jimmy Dore and Russell Brand, and host left MAGA grifters. Epic rant, Kyle Kalinski's honest message to Joe Rogan about Trump and Kamala.
And, I posted multiple times on there, when I was responding to them about due distance. I don't know. I think you've seen my video of due distance going after Vanguard. I posted it multiple times, and then they finally blocked me. So,
yeah, they can't. They'll block you. They haven't blocked me yet because I really don't see them on my timeline anymore. So I don't care enough if they see me or not. But yeah, let's go to. Let's see.
Should we go to Emma Viglin's rant on us not?
Oh yeah, I didn't save that, but yeah, we can.
You can go to Crab's channel.
Yeah, Crab tweeted it out. Here it is. Yeah, for some reason I couldn't find. Let's see. Oh, here it is. She's enraged. Ladies and gentlemen. So
it's like for us video gamers, it's that the same. If you don't like it, don't buy it. A response. Like that, it's not gonna work.
Emma Vickland says she's enraged that people aren't convinced Democrats are lesser two evils. The reality is that we have two choices for president: either deal with it or don't. Well, we're not dealing with it.
Two choices for president, and your point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there is absolutely no evidence. And in fact, it's contrary to all of the experience of the past 60, 70 years that the Democratic Party is the most effective roadblock. No, they're both roadblocks, but one is just bigger and more robust, and we have less power to dismantle it. And that is the Republican Party.
Yeah. I just get impatient with this. Time to deal with reality. I don't understand. We're in a truncated period of time where the election conversation, but after election day, we'll be back to work talking about things in a more robust manner about what's possible and how, if Harris gets elected, she can be pushed, how we can push a more progressive agenda with
they're using the same talking point from 2020. Oh, we can push Joe Biden to the left. We can push him to the left, guys. Now all of a sudden they're doing the same thing.
They know that. They know that.
I know. It's just that they're thinking. They think we're morons, or their audience forgot about 2020 when they said the same thing when it didn't work. In fact, what Joe Biden did is push them to the right.
Exactly.
Because now they're supporting Kamala Harris, and she's openly in favor of genocide. So is Tim Walz, by the way. They're progressive hero.
With other unions, with organizing outside of the situation. But right now, the task at hand is that we have two choices for president. And one of them is terrifying, at least to me, and should be to a lot of people, in the sense that he now has J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel and all these ghouls behind him. He's more emboldened to be anti-democratic.
And you got Dick Cheney
some of the stuff he's talking about are essentially...
They got the Cheneys endorsing. They're in the same camp as the Cheneys. Camp.
Kamala's gotten Republicans to support her. Where's the outrage for that?
It was the same. It's a repeat of 2016, where Hillary got all these Republicans and military generals to endorse her. 2016, yeah. Joe Biden did it in 2020 too, but I'm talking about specifically Hillary Clinton, because she talked about she bragged about being endorsed by Republicans and being endorsed.
This is why we hate Democrats more than Republicans, because of shit like this. We know what the Republicans are. But this is what we get from Democrats. This is why we hate them more.
Yeah, and they.
Sorry for losing my temper, but it just pisses me off.
It's ridiculous. Let's finish this.
Essentially pogroms. Harris has a lot of problems, but at least she's not frickin' Biden, and that's the reality of the situation. So deal with it or don't. If you don't want to deal with electoral politics, don't deal with electoral politics. But if you want to deal with electoral politics, then engage in the reality of the two choices that we have, and that's it. I have respect for people that have that don't care about electoral politics and just want to focus on organizing. That's fine. That's fine.
He doesn't.
But then if you want to talk about electoral politics, engage in the fucking reality. It's so enraging to hear this kind of stuff all the time.
Oh.
Engage in if you want to engage in political commentary, then you have to admit the fact that there's two candidates and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I don't. And I get to talk about political comment. I get to do whatever I want. I don't have to vote for or talk about your candidate just because you want me to.
I'm sure you saw my response below in one of the replies.
Emma Vigland's cool with genocide.
Yeah, that one.
Professor Jenkins says we enrage her. Michael Brooks will be right there with these two chowderheads.
Well, I also responded to him saying that I've even read some tweets from Majority Report fans that they haven't been the same ever since, or they think they haven't been the same ever since Brooks died. So there's that.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Michael Brooks. I mean, he was Sam Cedars' lackey before Emma Vigeland, and he had his own show. I don't remember a single thing he said. I mean, he's like a hero to the left, but I don't remember a single thing he said.
He was great with Israel and Palestine. I'll give him that.
Yeah, but we all are pretty much
in this
space.
A fan of his stuff. He was still.
He died in 2020, so I'm assuming that he would have supported Harris and Joe. Did he support Biden? I'm pretty sure he did before he died.
Well, I don't know if he announced it, but I'm pretty sure he would have. So, I mean, he works with the same people.
So it was Cedar, and he worked with Sam Cedar, and so I'm sure, he would have. And he also worked on.
And I'm not sure if you knew, but the reason for his death was because he had blood clots. So that's why.
I knew, but I forgot. I won't be voting this year either.
Yeah, I don't think I will. I mean, if I were to vote, it would be for Jill Stein, but I just don't know if I had the urge to vote again.
Yeah, it's even though my voting poll place is like right down the block here, like literally just right around the corner, but I don't know whether I even feel like doing that or not. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous. Emma Vigland's melting down here for no reason, and let's see. So let's go to Kamala Harris, who, by the way, she's losing.
Yeah.
Latino men. She's losing black men. She's losing. I think white women too. She's losing with a lot of demographics that she needs to
the
win.
White women. You know that the whole white women for Harris thing. Now she's losing them.
Yeah, she's losing in all the swing states too. In fact, or most of the swing states. In fact, let me show you guys this. So
remember, according to Kyle Kowinski, she's crushing Trump right now.
She isn't. And he did a video basically claiming the same thing. Whoops, I think that's the wrong one.
He's so fucking stupid.
Bear with me 1 second.
He and Crystal Ball, of course, both of them are so fucking stupid.
So this is the map as it looks like right now, according to polling. Look how brutal this is.
Oh my god.
So I said this is as of now polling. This could change, but as of now, I forget how many electoral votes Hillary got in 2020, or 2016, but it was around 236. Yeah. It might have been 250 something she got.
And I've been saying Trump's gonna win. If it's close, Trump's gonna win, and
because there's more enthusiasm. His supporters have more enthusiasm. They're excited. They can't wait to put him back in the White House. Yeah. And meanwhile, Democrats are.
We don't support Trump. We're not voting for him. He's a piece of shit as well. But we're just saying, Democrats are, as Trump would say.
You have to point that out. You have to point that out because, or else, people say you're a Trump supporter and stuff like that. So it's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, she just carries the Northeast for the most part and the West Coast here, and she's gonna get a lot of votes in New York and California and New Jersey and all these blue states. So. Yeah. She's gonna win the popular vote. I can almost be certain she's gonna win the popular vote.
Probably will, but again,
but that doesn't matter because it's the electoral college. Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if you saw a clip. Michael Strahan, he interviewed Tim Walz. He was asking about you probably should bring that clip up too. It was asking Tim Walz about if he's against the electoral college or whatever. And Tim Walz didn't give a great answer, and so Strahan actually kind of pushed back. It's like, so do you actually agree with it or not or whatever? So you should bring that clip up too. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, if I can find it. But yeah, this is the the map that shows Kamala Harris is about to lose the election. And she's also trailing with Arab and Muslim voters, which is a big part,
Imagine that.
which she needs Muslim voters and Arab voters to win Michigan because Michigan has a massive Muslim population.
If you're not winning with those voters, you're done. You're toast.
In Michigan, you're done, as a Democrat because so there's a bunch of these. This isn't the one, but let's start with this one. So since we're talking about Tim Walz, let's talk. I
don't know why people got so excited for Tim Walz. He's just like the rest of them. He's not different.
Yeah. And Tim Walz just became a progressive hero because of what he did in Minnesota, all those things he did. So all of a sudden now he became Bernie Sanders 2.0.
They're not progressive policies. I mean, they're just, mostly liberal policies.
Yeah. So Michael Strahan asked Walz why Harris hasn't implemented her proposed policies in the last 3 years. That's a great question. Let's see how Tim Walz answers it. He's probably gonna.
Former President Trump said something that within your debate, they were saying that, hey, these are policies that Kamala Harris could have done 3 years ago when she was in the White House with President Biden, and she
Oops.
never did. What do you say to people who bring that up? Who say that?
Well, Donald Trump had 4 years to do it. If you're going to talk about
Oh my
that.
God, that's not an answer. Well, I mean, Donald Trump had 4 years to do what,
Trump?
That's not. That's of course he tributes towards Trump.
What the point is, you need a partner in Congress. You've seen these. We've seen different bills that are ready to pass, and Donald Trump makes sure he steps in. We saw it around immigration, a bipartisan bill, widely respected, wanting to make a difference in this, holding true to our values, securing the border. Donald Trump steps in and says, look, that's going to hurt my political future. Let's not make it happen.
Let's talk about your record.
So that's true. I mean, Donald Trump did kill the bill. He told Republicans not to vote for it, but
again, it's not the question.
Yeah, and it's not the question. It's like, and Michael Strahan doesn't follow up on that. He just moves on. But that's most of the media does that.
Yes, this wasn't what I was talking about. I was talking about.
I know. No, I saw that one, but I just happened to see this one first. That's the same one. Why isn't Kamala done? No, I think this is the same one.
Probably add in electoral college, and maybe that will show up.
Tim Walz fumbles when he asked Michael Strahan why. It's the same one. Yeah. Tim Walz brutal interview. Done. Oh, this is good. This is a good one too. I've seen this one. He says this is one. Vice President Harris said this week on Review, blah, 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 that she wouldn't do anything different than President Biden. That's a big one because if you've seen, there's ads. Donald Trump started running ads immediately after that where she said, I wouldn't do anything different than President Biden. Game, set,
them more
match.
Ammo
Game, set, match. She just lost the election there, I predict, because...
remember...
President Harris...
remember, Hillary Clinton said, she's giving... Kamala advice. Well, I guess it's showing.
Oh yeah, that's not good. Grape. Hey, Grape. Tim Walz, the expansion of Israel and its proxies are an absolute fundamental necessity for the United States' steady leadership there. He literally said that in debate. Yes, he did. In fact, we watched the debate.
And he's friends with school shooters.
Yeah, apparently he's friends with school shooters. But after that, that's game, set, match. I guarantee you that Trump's going to run that every ad he has. Like,
what are you smart about that? If he's smart about that.
Yeah, he will. I've already seen it on Twitter, and I've seen it here on television.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
just a lot of times you don't know what you're going to get from Trump.
Yeah. So he's asked here about that View appearance, and let's see what his answer is. Real quick.
Was asked this week on The View if she would have done anything differently than President Biden that he has done in the past 4 years. And she said, quote, there is not a thing that comes to mind. And she later said she would have a Republican in her cabinet. Yeah. And when it comes to President Biden and the presidency, would you see anything that you would have done differently?
Yeah, and look, as a governor, I was asked to be governor of this state when Donald Trump was president and when Joe Biden was there. And I watched Donald Trump dismiss the COVID pandemic. I watched him drive an economy into the ground. And I watched Joe Biden and Kamala Harris pick those pieces up. And I think for all of us, we make decisions, we reanalyze afterwards. I think the thing that drew me to this ticket, and I think what the vice president's talking about, is that her values on these hasn't changed. They have been working for the middle class. They've been doing all they can to make sure prices come down. They're protecting reproductive care.
So that's not an answer. That was not an answer. He just pivoted towards Trump, Orange Man. He pivoted
I know this might be a hot take. He is worse than J.D. Vance. I'm just going to say it. I'm not saying J.D. Vance is good, all that. I'm just saying for as much fake progressives who love Tim Walz, all that stuff, he's worse than J.D. Vance. I'm sorry, he is.
Well, I mean, I could see that point on why you say that, because it's just he just pivoted towards Orange Man, abortion, and helping the middle class, and didn't really answer the question. So why would
obviously J.D. Vance? Yeah, I mean he lies, of course, but I mean of course he does, but he doesn't do any of that stupid shit in the interviews. He at least answers questions, He at least does that.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. Let's see this.
So, like I said, maybe if you added Michael Strahan, you added electoral college, it should that could come up. So
Tim Walz thought he was getting a nice softball from Michael Strahan. Instead, he got himself sacked for a 10-yard loss. It's pretty funny. Yeah, because Michael Strahan, one of the greatest linemen in NFL history. So it's like, because I'm a Giants fan, so I'm kind of
anyone is
biased.
On Tuesday.
I'm kind of biased, but
I want to go back to something you said on Tuesday. You said, I think all of us know the Electoral College
here it
needs
is.
to
This is
go.
the one.
But the campaign came out later that night, and they said that's not their stance.
Yeah. Well, it's not the campaign's position. And the
I want to go back to something you said on Tuesday. You said, I think all of us know the Electoral College needs to go. But the campaign
which is a left-wing position. The Electoral College needs to go and have a popular vote election. But the campaign came out and said, oh, yeah, that's not our position. It was like, oh, oops.
Night, and they said that's not their stance.
Yeah. Well, it's not the campaign's position. And the point I'm trying to make is that there's folks that feel every vote must count in every state. And I think some of folks feel that's not the case. Our campaign does that. And the point I'm saying is I'm in 5 states in 2 days. We're out there making the case that the campaign's position is clear, that that's not their position. Their position and my position is to make sure that everybody understands their vote, no matter what state they're in, matters.
So that's something that you and Vice President Harris disagree on?
I have spoken about it in the past, that she's been very clear on this, and the campaign, and my position is the campaign's position.
I want to go back to something you said on Tuesday.
Well, I mean, he said the Electoral
Somehow
College.
Kowalski's going to say he crushed that answer.
Or he'll go after Michael Strahan for asking the question. Because how dare you make Tim Walz look bad? And Tim Walz looked bad throughout this interview. Michael Strahan, just beat him up with great.
So bad lately, like so many times now lately, he's looked really bad.
Yeah, Michael Strahan beat him up pretty good. He's asked good questions.
Josh Shapiro doesn't look as bad as I mean, I know that might come across bad, but is he really worse than Tim Walz now? Josh Shapiro, is he really that much worse now?
Honestly, he comes across as somebody who's like these are older tweets here. Hold on, let me see what this one is. This is the same one. This one's kind of going viral. Yeah, I already did that one, but yeah, this is kind of going viral. Let's see. I watched that.
You were gonna say Josh Shapiro and Tim Walz.
Oh yeah, at this point, I'm sure Kamala Harris is kind of regretting her pick and should have gone with Shapiro, but because he probably, he's much more polished as a politician. He's much more, he's pro-Israel too. So I don't know why, and he's Jewish too. I mean, I thought it was the obvious pick that she's going to go with. Let's get rid of that. She was going to go with Shapiro, but instead, out of left field, she goes with Tim Walz. I'm like, okay, whoa. Well, I mean, of course, that progressives creamed their pants over this.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just think someday, years from now, after we are dead, most likely Walz will be present. Fuck Josh Shapiro. Yep.
I mean, yeah, he's a piece of shit. We agree. But I'm just saying, is he really as bad as Tim Walz as people make it out to be?
So this is,
or is he worse? I should say, is he really worse than Tim Walz? That's what I meant to say.
So for the first time in my lifetime, at least, I've never seen Democrats run an ad against a third-party candidate, and they're doing it now with Jill Stein. They ran an ad against Jill Stein.
Before you go to that, can you go to that clip where Kamala said, "I have 200 Republicans in my supporting me"? When she answered that town hall question.
Yeah. The one in the Univision town hall from yesterday.
Yeah.
I remember. I have plenty of those clips here, but I don't know whether I have that one in particular.
Well, I made a response to that earlier today. I quote tweeted that, saying,
Oh, well, it might be easier than because I have a lot of those clips. I was going to get to that in a moment, but yeah, I mean, we can get to that now. Let's see. I don't like how you push Biden out. Why should I vote for you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me share my screen then. Yeah, because I saw that, and so this is gonna be in Spanish, kind of translated, but so let's see.
Concerned about the way I feel President Biden was pushed aside. Right now, leaning towards Trump, but I haven't made a decision. I'm also.
So this gentleman is leaning towards Trump because of what happened when he thinks that Biden was pushed out, which is true.
Concerned about the way I feel President Biden was pushed aside.
Like, I can't believe you think that. Why would you think that, man? We never pushed him out. They did push him out. They did push him out.
Yeah.
And so close to the elections, I believe these are extraordinary circumstances.
Given how close we are to the election. So, la pregunta, Mario.
And Mario's question?
The question, Mario.
So the question is, how can you clarify this whole process and how you were elected?
Sure. And first of all, thank you for being so candid and allowing me to answer the question. Thank you. President Biden
I didn't see this clip, but I guarantee you she doesn't answer the question.
made a decision that I think history will show was probably one of the most courageous that a president could make, which is he decided to put country above his personal interest. And he made that decision. He within that same period of time, supported my candidacy and urged me to run. He and I have been partners for the last 4 years as his vice president to him as the president. And I am honored to have earned the Democratic nomination. I am honored to have the endorsement of people from every walk of life. You will probably find that I probably have a bigger coalition of people who couldn't seem to be more different than each other, who have come together around my candidacy. From 200 Republicans who worked with and for both Presidents Bush, John McCain, Mitt Romney, including Liz Cheney, the former Congresswoman, and her father, the former Vice President, Dick Cheney, who was supporting me.
Wait, I missed that.
Worked with and for both Presidents Bush, John McCain, Mitt Romney, who couldn't seem to be more different than each other, who have come together around my candidacy. From 200 Republicans who worked with and for both Presidents Bush, John McCain, Mitt Romney, including Liz Cheney, the former Congresswoman, and her father, the former Vice President.
She's bragging to this guy that she was endorsed by 200 Republicans. They all worked for both Presidents Bush, John McCain, Mitt Romney, and other people, So, and she also got endorsed by Cheney. She's just bragging about this she act like that's a good thing. Because in her mind, she's like, oh, well, he's going to vote for Trump. So, and let me talk about how I was endorsed by Republicans, even though he clearly was a Biden supporter.
She said, Kamala's thinking, I hate Spanish people.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like she's like, oh well, I'm sorry you feel that way. I don't give a shit.
Dick Cheney, who was supporting me.
Meanwhile, you're going to go back to you're going to be back in the cage or whatever it is.
Yeah, because she's bragging about the border bill, which Republicans wrote with Democrats, which basically brings back most of Trump's border policies. Yeah. And they act like, that's a good thing. So, oh, yeah, by the way, we agree with Donald Trump, actually. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Former members, very esteemed members, including generals of the national security community. I have the endorsement and support of Alberto Gonzalez most recently, who, of course, was...
He's a former attorney general under Bush Jr. or W.
Attorney General. I have the support of people from every background, and I believe this is the reason why. It is incredibly important, and I know you, and I can see you are a patriot, that we have the President of the United States who honors the oath that they take to support the Constitution of the United States. There is a huge contrast in this election. Donald Trump has said he will be a dictator on day one.
Oh, my God. All right, that was sarcasm. It's like, oh, yeah, I would like to be a dictator on day one. Of course, that's sarcasm. And it's like that, oh, that's a real thing. Oh, yeah, I want to be like he's meant it for real.
People come from backgrounds and countries of origin, and we know what that...
No, go ahead.
That voter's probably thinking, thank you for really making my decision much easier to vote for Trump.
Yeah, because I assume he voted for Biden in 2020 because he was upset that he felt Biden was pushed out. And now that's why he's going to vote for Trump. And she's not making it any better with this answer. She's not.
Absolutely.
What that means when you're talking about someone who wants to be president of the United States and wants to be a dictator. And what that means in terms of taking freedoms from their people. Donald Trump has said he would weaponize the Department.
Donald Trump, he's talking about how he's going to weaponize the Department of Justice. Oh,
you mean like how you and Biden have already done that?
Yeah, they did that. They've gone after Trump on every federal, like the states have gone after Trump. Trump was convicted of ridiculous felonies, which are actual misdemeanors, and it's just ridiculous.
Department of Justice against his political enemies. I urge you to look at Project 2025, and you will see
of course.
He will strip the Department of Justice of its independence and put in and hire across the board.
You've already stripped the Department of Justice of its independence. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, oh yeah, Trump will strip the Department of Justice of independence, and they'll work for the president. So the other, they're supposed to work for the American people. Meanwhile, Bush appoints his personal attorney, Alberto Gonzales, as the attorney general, but to make sure he wasn't prosecuted while he's president. So
instead of career public servants, his people who are his loyalists, Donald Trump said he would, and I'm using a quotation, terminate the Constitution of the United States.
How would he do that? How would he do that? How would he terminate the Constitution of the United States?
Trump was going to do all those things when he became president. He didn't do it. So
he was president already for 4 years. That like he was never elected. It was like, and he'd do any of those things. What he did, he passed a tax cut for the rich. He deregulated, and he
Biden and Harris, they've been running the ads of Kamala's going to raise the tax. No, they've continued that policy from Trump. That's not happening.
Yeah, they've continued most of Trump's policies, and they act like they did something revolutionary, and they saved the economy after COVID.
Imagine the Constitution of the United States, which guarantees the Fourth Amendment against unreasonable search and seizure by a government.
That's already useless. The Fourth Amendment's meaningless. The U.S. government already.
If you caught that, she had trouble saying United States. She's like, United States.
Yeah, she kind of flirted out, but yeah. I mean, the Fourth Amendment's meaningless. The U.S. government has files on all of us, especially dissidents. They have files on all of us, from everything from what we like to what we search online. The Fourth Amendment's meaningless at this point.
On you, the Fifth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment. So I believe that the stakes right now are extraordinarily high, and potentially, some might say, historians have said, unprecedented. And so maybe the whole situation, including your point, is a bit unprecedented. But this is an unusual time where we are literally having a choice as the American people about choosing a path, either that is about rule of law, democracy, or something that is about admiring dictators and autocracy. Did you see the most recent report about the COVID? We talked about COVID. The COVID test?
She's referring to the fact that Trump had the nerve to give extra COVID tests to Putin.
Yeah, so fucking what? Who cares?
Yeah. And so the U.S. government had extra COVID tests under Trump, and they just.
Did you see that report? Can you believe this? Oh my God!
That Trump gave away extra COVID tests to Putin, to Russia.
Oh my God!
That's what she's referring to there.
And
it's like, how dare Donald Trump do that, right? So yeah, that's that. That wasn't an answer, ladies. That was not an answer at all. It was just. So, yeah, I already played that. Actually, I had it. Oh well, whatever. I want to get back to this ad now. This is the first time. Yeah, for the first time ever, Democrats run an ad against a third-party candidate. In my lifetime, I've never seen this. Like, usually they just ignore it.
I was even seen that in 2016. So
no, not even Hillary Clinton never ran an ad against Jill Stein.
Yeah.
But somehow now they're scared. I mean, this tells me everything I need to know. They are scared shitless.
Exactly.
Because Jill Stein is leading overall among Muslim voters. She's leading the entire country. She's leading over Trump.
And whose fault is that?
Yeah. So the polling shows Jill Stein's first, Trump is second in Muslim voters, and Harris is third, like a distant third. So Today, the DNC is releasing its first ever ad focused on third-party candidates. Trump likes that Jill Stein is in the race because Jill Stein can't win, but she can help Trump win. So this is the ad.
Jill Stein, Green Party candidate for president. So why are Trump's close allies helping her? Stein was key to Trump's 2016 wins in battleground states.
No, she wasn't. She was not key. I mean, she got less than 1% of the vote in 2016. She might get more now.
Let's just ignore how the DNC rigged Bernie Sanders in 2016, and
Yeah, they don't mention that part, which pissed off a lot of Bernie supporters, including me and many others, to vote for Jill Stein in 2016. But yeah, this is just ignore that.
Look, they're putting Jill Stein's face, Trump's face.
Yeah, they're morphing Jill Stein into Trump. Look, I'll keep playing this.
She's not sorry she helped Trump win. That's why a vote for Stein is really a vote for Trump.
Jill Stein, I like her very much. You know why? She takes 100% from them.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
This is an official Harris campaign commercial.
Democrats lose elections. Right?
This is an official Harris campaign commercial. This isn't paid for. This isn't a DNC commercial like I thought. This is a official campaign commercial. Because or else it wouldn't say I'm Kamala Harris and I approve this message. It would say paid for by the DNC or whatever. But so this is how they lose. They think this is this somehow is going to help them win. All it's going to do is it just gives Jill Stein more name recognition.
And who's that? What's her name again from the Breakfast Club who got all upset with Jill Stein?
I don't know who's in the Breakfast Club. I know. I even forget his name.
Angela Sky, is that her name?
I think so. I don't really listen to the Breakfast
Club. I'm sure
she
probably she probably came during that ad. So
Kamala never talks about her dictators, AI PAC and BlackRock. APAC. Yeah. Nope, she never does. So yeah, that's the ad. I mean, I'm sure Jill Stein's campaign is jumping up and down that Kamala Harris took the time to produce this ad.
Thank you.
Yeah, because that gives her more name recognition, which is why Democrats never did this. They never ran ads against the Green Party.
You're just giving more reason for people to not vote for you guys.
And it's panic and desperation. We're less than a month away from the election. It's October 11th, and they're losing with Muslim voters. They're losing with black men. They're losing with Latino men. They're losing with Arab voters in general. She's losing too. So she's losing. She's losing all over the place, and the campaign is kind of flailing. So it's like, what do we do? Let's run an ad against Jill Stein. I was like, why? I can't believe her staffers like, oh yeah, it's a good idea. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And they did it. It's like, oh no, this is.
And I'm sure Jill Stein's like, come on, keep it going, come on.
So
give me all the ammo.
The Do Dissident said, wow, what a bunch of fucking losers attacking third-party candidates in less than a month ago. Yeah, that's because they're losing and they know they're losing, so they're kind of like panicking.
Yeah.
Let's see. So
but I'm sure Vanguard loves that ad. So they killed it. That's what they would say.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play a couple of these. I have a bunch more, but I do want to get to the Tesla robot thing before we wrap up. I used to spend $250 a week on food, and now it's up to $350. What are you gonna do to help the middle class so the cost of living doesn't destroy us? So Kamala answers her standard answer, so we know what it is already.
I used to spend $250 a week in food, and now it goes up to $350.
$200 to over $350 in groceries.
Not
only do I talk about food, but utilities, clothes, everything is much more expensive.
Energy, clothes.
Sí, y bueno, pues yo soy de la clase media. I am middle class and I work a lot, and just like everybody else in the middle class, we work very hard. You said we're ambitious, but that ambition, sometimes it's really difficult to keep up with because we see life is going up and we just simply cannot. So much of living does not destroy us.
Thank you for the question and your point. Listen, I know prices are too high still. You know prices are too high still.
That's not an answer.
And we have to deal with it. Here's how I feel about it. Again, you've heard my story. I come from the working class. I'm never going to forget where I come from.
First, she said, I'm from the middle class. Now she's changed that from the working class. So it's like her campaign first said, well, I'm from the middle class. Then she now moved it to working class. You know, it's like, come on.
And part of what we have to do is build what I call an opportunity economy.
So it goes from I'm from the working class to opportunity economy. Like, we know what her answer is going to be.
People have the opportunity, like you have described, for you to be able to work hard, and your 5 daughters have an opportunity to then do what they and what you aspire for them to be able to do without having to worry about just getting by. I want you to be able to get ahead. So here's my plan. It includes what we need to do to bring down the cost of, for example, groceries. One of the issues I'm going to be taking on is price gouging.
So, yeah, she's going to go into her policies about price gouging and price controls, but it's just useless. Just to say, we knew what her...
At this point, I trust Dutch Vanderland's plan more than Kamala's. So,
Kamala goes... yeah, we'll get to that. I want to see whether I have anything else here. This is MSNBC kind of like bragging about the ad. So let me see.
Oh, they went after Jill Stein.
Yeah, so let's get to this and I'll be back.
Obviously, Democrats want to leave no stone unturned, and the Democratic National Committee even has this new ad about the danger of the undervote or those who may vote for Jill Stein. Just like 3% of the vote. Take a look.
Jill Stein, Green Party candidate for president. So why are Trump's close allies helping her? Stein was key to Trump's 2016 wins in battleground states. She's not sorry she helped Trump win. That's why a vote for Stein is really a vote for Trump.
Jill Stein, I like her very much. You know why? She takes 100% from them.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
So sure, offer up all the ideas of what more Harris could be doing in these few remaining days before the election. At the same time, it's actually you, the American voter, who needs to step up. Obviously, Democrats want to leave no stone unturned, and the Democratic National Committee even has this new ad about the danger of the undervote or those who may vote for Jill Stein. Just like 3% of the vote. Take a look.
All right, we played this already, but yeah, I mean, yeah, they bragged about the ad and stuff. So, all right, we already did that. Well, let's get to this fucking robot thing.
Yeah.
You believe this shit? I mean, they're creating
Tesla. It was looking like Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, because that's literally what it looks like. It's where's like the original one I saw? No, where is it? Like they kind of walked out. It's not that one, is it? They're bragging. Damn.
You go to your profile, or you should be able to see it. So.
Let me stop sharing because I share a lot of Yankee stuff here. So let's see, where is it? Because I tweeted a bunch of stuff here. Let's see. No, that's not it. Let's. Yeah, I mean, they're literally. Elon Musk came out with new Tesla like androids or robots, and not only did they speak and they can have conversation with humans and stuff. And they keep, and he's coming out with autonomous cars, and like Tesla is really like there. Here it is. Here it is. I got it. This is unbelievable. And this is like Detroit Become Human. What the hell is this? Detroit Become Human. The video game is coming to life. Definitely covering this tomorrow. So this is it. They're literally like walking.
And
I'll probably mute that just in case, there's music there. So these are walking.
Well, since you're muting it, the video stream doesn't come out properly from your stream. It's laggy. So.
Let me try. Oops, hold on. Let me try reloading it. Shouldn't be laggy. Yeah, I mean, there's music there. I'm not risking a copyright strike for the network, so.
We started it with someone.
Fucking hell. All right, so they're walking, kind of struggling. These are obviously not templates. These are just like the initial model. So these aren't like the actual models that are going to market. That they're going to bring to market. They're going to.
You say it's like Detroit Become Human. I say it's more like iRobot, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I mean it's kind of like both, but because eventually these robots are going to take our jobs, and Detroit Become Human is a game about being bigoted against robots, and the game is, the robots sit in the back of the bus, and there's all these imagery about the civil rights movement, and you have to play through that and get the robots their civil rights or whatever. It's kind of annoying, but at the same time, it's there's Tesla giving you your drink and cleaning up for you after your nasty ass, and giving you drinks, and they'll pick up your kids, I guess, from school.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. There's more. It gets worse, honestly. So the robots actually talk. So we're gonna play a conversation between a robot and a Tesla executive, or I guess it's a Tesla engineer or executive. Let me try to. I saved it. I do know that. Here we go. This is like one of the worst things, it's kind of, creepy what this robot says.
Optimus. It's insane. It's even talking. Hi to my friend John.
John? Where's John?
Right here.
Oh, hello, John.
How are you?
How are you doing?
That's crazy. I'm talking to a robot. From San Jose. Probably from where you were born in Silicon Valley.
Wonderful. Where do you live in San Jose? Do you live in Alpine Valley, or do you live in Santa Teresa area?
No, I live in Los Gatos.
Los Gatos. Oh, wonderful. Very nice area.
Where do you live?
Beautiful hiking I hear out there.
There is. Where do you live?
I live in Palo Alto at the current moment.
Figures. Yeah, this is awesome.
That's where they train us, that's where we get our builds, and that's where we work with a wonderful group of people.
What's the hardest thing about being a robot?
This is it.
Trying to learn how to be as human as you guys are.
Oh no.
What did he say? I couldn't hear it very well.
He said, this is the high. I can't make it any higher, but he said,
how to be as human as you guys are.
I the hardest part about being a robot is being as human as you guys are. It's very creepy when you think about it, because this robot wants to be more human, and they're laughing it up.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Well, awesome. Nice to meet you, Optimus.
You as well.
He sounds like a human.
I'd be more comfortable if it was like C-3PO, or I think that's the name. I would be more comfortable if it was him instead.
I can't, it's like everybody's excited about this, but I'm not. It's like scary, like these robots are out there looking like us, or not looking like us, but trying to look like us, because it's like the robot admitted, oh yeah, I want to be more human, I want to act like you guys more and learn how to be you guys. This is more of this robot.
Dude, me too.
There's music in the background, so let's mute this shit. I'm not taking no chances. So let me see that. I think he talks, but I'm not. So there, yeah. Is he trying to dance? But yeah, this is the robot. Elon Musk said once they put it out to production, it's going to cost really cheaply $30,000 per unit. So that's Elon Musk literally said it was cheap. $30,000 per unit. One of these costs you 30 grand. So So yeah, I mean that's your robot. This is the future. We're living in iRobot or Detroit Become Human, whatever you want to compare this to. So this is Elon Musk. One more thing here. I think that's that time. Let's see. So much green space potential in cities when the vast parking lots aren't needed. So this is Elon Musk's dream for Tesla.
So one of the things that is really interesting is how will this affect the cities that we live in? And when you drive around a city, or when the car drives you around a city.
So basically, his dream is to have no more need for cars or parking lots. So a Tesla vehicle will take you where you need to go instead of having vehicles.
There's a lot of parking lots. There's parking lots everywhere. Parking garages.
Well, that looks like Dodger Stadium there. So you have just instead of parking, you have greenlands all over Dodger Stadium instead.
That looks like the post-apocalypse.
Yeah, it's like he wants to bring back Greenland instead of having empty parking lots. Just bring back Greenlands.
So what would happen if you have an autonomous world is that you can now turn parking lots into parks, and so we're taking the ing lot out of parking lot.
Yeah, so that's his little dream there about having parking lots and stuff, and they're also coming out with autonomous vehicles like the Cybercab. So that's another $30,000 that'll run you. So the robot will run you $30,000, and so will the robot. So will the tab, by the way. So let's see. So Elon Musk introduces the Cybercab, an autonomous vehicle that drives itself. The Cybercab will be priced around $30,000. Will allow owners to make money like someone would make money with Uber, but the owner wouldn't need to drive it. Musk said he's optimistic the Cybercab would go into production around 2026.
You can think of it like individualized mass transit. The average cost of a bus per mile for a city, not the ticket price because that is subsidized, but the average price is about $1 a mile. Whereas the cost of Cybercab, we think probably over time, from the operating cost is probably going to be around 20 cents a mile. And price, including taxes and everything else, probably ends up being 30 or 40 cents.
So you can chat with your friends, you can watch movies. I mean,
we think probably over time, from the operating cost is probably going to be around 20 cents a mile.
So you can go on like what's that? Some kind of group chat there, talk while the vehicle drives itself.
Price, including taxes and everything else, probably ends up being 30 or 40 cents a mile. So yes, and you will be able to buy one.
Oh God! You're like, oh yeah, I can't wait to buy my autonomous vehicle. What if it malfunctions and crashes? Oh, it doesn't matter though. I mean, I want to buy this vehicle.
Yes, exactly. And we expect the cost to be below $30,000.
Below $30,000.
So it's still going to be expensive, it sounds like.
Yeah. And they're acting like, oh, it's not a big Elon Musk. Oh, not a big deal. It's under $30,000, which most Americans don't make in a year. But yeah, I mean, this is like this is not, I don't think, oh yeah, but it's still autonomous driving and it could malfunction. I'm pretty sure that it would malfunction, but yeah, I mean, it's the robots are really what's bothering me because it's like that's allegedly going to go into production next year, according to Elon Musk, the robots. And they're supposed to be going to production and start being sold in next year at some point. So they're also going to cost $30,000 allegedly. So it's $60,000 if you want both a vehicle and the robot. So if you want a robot, it's gonna eventually. I'm sure if it goes to production, it'll be cheaper. I mean, after you can buy a used robot for $5,000 or $10,000. You can buy. Hey, I have time. Let's play some more with this. This is. I just saw this here. Tesla robots answers real questions, and there's no music, so I'll be able to.
There is. Where do you live? Where do you live?
Beautiful hiking out here up there.
Oh, it's the same video I think I played, but different angle. It is, yeah.
Learn how to be as human as you guys are.
And he's laughing it off like that's what he said. I want to learn how to be as human as you guys. And it's like, no, I would like, yeah, we got to turn this motherfucker off. He want, we got to redo his software or something. Yeah, we got to redo a software. We got to put more controls in because, it's like, nope. What's the hardest thing about being a robot? Trying to be as human as you guys. No, I mean that we gotta turn this guy off because autonomy coming to Tesla next year. Is it? Aren't Teslas come with autonomous driving or automatic driving? I
have no idea.
So that's the cab. I wonder if there's anything more with that robot. Those are already shown. Because I'm just like scared. These robots are like, if they actually come to market with these robots and they become, and I see one walking down the street with its owner, it's like, oh, come on. It's like, I hope they don't. I hope Elon Musk is full of crap and he's actually not be able to bring it to market next year. But it seems like he's hell bent on bringing it to market.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. They actually put a cowboy hat on this robot. Look at how cringe this is.
John.
Tesla robot Optimus gives me chocolate. Tesla robots will change every industry.
Hi.
Let's go back to.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. What's your name, sir?
John.
John. Pleasure to meet you, John.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Hi. Would you like to cook your chocolate, sir?
Yes, I would.
Which one would you prefer, sir?
What flavors do you have?
Ooh, this is sugar, this is chocolate, vanilla, and dark chocolate.
I'll do chocolate.
Right on. What are you going with chocolate? Here you go, sir.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Oh,
appreciate it.
Got stuck.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. Brandon, what's up, dude? How are you?
Yeah, so there it is. Tesla robot being a salesman and just giving away chocolate. So this is the future. Look, we're going to lose if this works, we're going to lose a bunch of jobs. It's kind of like Detroit Become Human. We're going to lose jobs and there's a lot of pissed off people around. If this machine actually works the way it's supposed to and doesn't malfunction and try to kill people, it's going to be, and especially rich people will have one of these robots at first. And then eventually it's going to come down to all of us and we'll all need a robot, which I'll be damned if I buy one of these things. But that's just me. I'm not sure if you guys in the chat would want to have a robot or not, but not me. Especially not for $30,000. Even if it's cheaper, I wouldn't do it because it's like probably be more expensive to buy a robot than it is to buy a vehicle. But yeah, they look nice. I mean, the design is sleek and it's well done, but I just don't want a AI robot or an android hanging around like, hey, how you doing? Hey, and like this is going to be a problem with people that are don't go outside and just spend time on the computer all day because they're going to have a robot to have a conversation with, and they can't, they don't need human interaction because they have this robot who talks exactly like a human. And, to me, that's kind of creepy. I wouldn't want, but again, people, it might be good for people with, autism and stuff, but yeah, I'm now rambling. So yeah, I mean, that's your robots, that's your future. And, I'm just hoping Elon Musk is full of crap and he doesn't actually bring this to market. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did because people thought the electric cars could never work, and he brought it to market, and look what Tesla is today. I mean, I've seen those vehicles now all over the place here in New Jersey. It's like, there's a Tesla, there's another one, there's another one. Jesus, I mean, but I would be really annoyed having to, having to charge these vehicles, but we're gonna go see. So we have 5 more minutes. So let me, in a little bit, just see how this cab works because there's I think a Tesla salesman trying to, bring this.
So let's just see. Let's go down here. Let's navigate. I'm gonna have to. Here, let's do this. So I'm gonna end the trip. And we are gonna see.
He can't even use it. Like, end the trip. He's struggling to even get it.
It should be able to navigate down it. And last minute, I may have to change the location as I'm going down. Because unless I select something on the street, it was like, it was avoiding it. So let's see. Let's pull out here.
They say you can't really use it. Like, oh, how do I do that?
Right. Let's go. All right, so we got the Insta360, X4, and Ace Pro going. All right, it's gonna pull up a little bit here. I don't know why it stopped so far back. All right, we're gonna go up this hill. Hopefully, it's clear to go down.
He's like, why did it stop so far back from the stop sign? Because it's, it's still a prototype, I guess. It's not working properly.
It's crazy how high this hill is.
What?
All right, so it looks like they're letting people go by.
Yeah, he's like, why did it stop so far from the stop sign? It's a prototype. I mean, it's not the one going to market. And same thing with those robots. It's like they're prototypes, and I assume those aren't the ones that are going to market next year.
Ah,
shit.
And go around. So
Max says he's been talking about building inexpensive electric vehicles for a long time.
We'll
China
check
has
out the
done
Waymo
it,
here,
but they won't let them in, and Tesla doesn't want them. Yeah, I mean, obviously they don't want competition for theirs, so Teslas are not sold in China. But no, yeah, China's done.
So I can't even see up and over that hill, and it did it for me. So
China, they have their own electric vehicles, and they're cheaper, and apparently more. They're better too, and more, look better than Teslas. So it's like. And the battery's almost dead. But yeah, let me just finish
again. You have a car out here. We're at a four-way stop, up and over that hill. So that's why Tesla can see more than I can see. So
yeah, so this guy struggling with the prototype, it's like, whoa, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I mean, this is scary, especially the robots. Not so much the autonomous vehicles, which is also scary because what happens if you all, it malfunctions or somebody hacks it, let's say if you're like a dissident, like what happened to Michael Hastings? Remember what happened to him? His autonomous feature malfunctioned and it crashed into a tree and he died a horrible death. He was about to break a story on the CIA, and all of a sudden he ends up dead in a tree. Like the autonomous function, his vehicle malfunctioned, allegedly. So he ends up dead, and like you're about to do a major story in the CIA, and then all of a sudden he's dead, and crashed into a tree because the autonomous feature in his vehicle, or the I think it was the auto drive, malfunctioned. So this could happen here with these vehicles. They can be very easily hacked, I'm sure. Especially if somebody's pissed off at you and has enough, hacking ability. Oh, yeah. Whoops! I mean, I'm sorry. You crashed into a tree or guardrail. You're dead. So, yeah, that's my concern with this. So, I do need to, wrap up. So my battery's almost dead, and I want to actually watch the Dodgers game. So, do you have it on or not?
No, I don't have it on, but I checked a few moments ago. Dodgers were leading 1-0.
Oh, they're winning?
I think my dad has it on right now. But yeah.
Okay, well, I'll probably put it on now.
Not much is going on. Well, top of the fourth right now, but still 1-0 Dodgers. So still.
Okay, I'll put it on now when we wrap up.
Let me just check if I just want to check how they scored.
Okay.
Second. Let's see. Let's see. How did they score? Kike Hernandez hit a home run. That's how it happened.
Kike, well, I'm surprised. not really a home run guy, but that works. All right, well, that'll do it for this.
He's come through a lot with a lot of home runs, so that's not surprising.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's like Stanton, kind of like the postseason guy. You know, Stanton is like okay throughout the year, and then in the postseason, he turns into MVP Stanton, you know, and starts dominating. But that'll do it for this episode, Angel in the Afternoon. Thank you for joining us. You know, I mean, we had a malfunction at the beginning there, but we got through it. And I want to thank everybody for watching. Pro Wrestling Talk is tomorrow at 8, so look forward to that.
I should be on tomorrow at 9 Eastern. I should be on.
Okay. Well, I'll send you a link. If you could come on, you can pop in at 9. So that'll do it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next week for Angel and the